33 1/3 revolutions per monkey is brought to you tonight by the makers of Aerowax for a shine as hard as nails.
Hey, I'm Darren.
No, you're cracked a little bit.
Okay.
Are you editing this one or am I?
Well, I was
Sounds
hoping
like
you
I'm
were, but,
probably
but I'll do it. It's my turn.
I may have to do it. Just do your best to make me not sound like an idiot.
That's what I do every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
But put some extra time into it.
Blaine, I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. To continue in English, press 2 now. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darren.
Hey, I'm Darren. I'm Mike. Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. This is episode 115. I am coming off a case of bronchitis.
Yeah.
I feel great. Sound sexy as hell.
You sound wonderful.
Thank you,
for
Mike.
somebody that didn't sound good earlier.
I know. Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about I don't know if you know this, Top Gun Maverick just released on disc.
Right.
And I tend to get the cool versions of movies and stuff that I like.
Right. You buy the Ultra 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a customer service event that happened around this that I want to talk about.
Okay. I mentioned that I have bronchitis, or I had bronchitis. I had a sick day that was supposed to be just me enjoying a sick day, and it got ruined by several things. We'll talk about that.
We are going to offer up for listeners in the Cincinnati area or anyone willing to make the drive a John Wick 4 viewing event, which I know you're excited about, Darren.
Can't wait.
I did post a video of the new trailer that has the gambler.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to read some fan mail.
Yeah.
So stick with us.
Wait,
this
we
is
got
going to be
fan mail?
We've got some fan mail.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good.
Before we get into that, if you don't mind, I'd like to mention something happened to a friend of mine. A few years ago, when I worked at WLWT Channel 5, there was a producer who I met. His name is Steve Broadwolf. Okay. He's an advertising agent guy out of Chicago. They brought him in so that we could do this project for a commercial that was going to air locally during the Olympics. And he and I hit it off and just really got along great. And we had a lot of mutual ideas. And over time, we got to know each other on Facebook. It's like this guy, he liked all the music that I liked. We had so many things in common, and we chatted a lot online. And a week ago, I was like, I haven't seen him on Facebook in a while. And I thought, lots of people take time off the Facebook because social media is just insanity, Yeah. And I thought that's probably what he's done. Mm-hmm. And I reached out and I thought, hey, man, haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? No response. And then I went and I looked on his page. Turns out that he had passed away. Broke my heart. He was an advertising, just a legend. Okay. This guy, he created the Eatin' Good in the Neighborhood for Applebee's.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he did a commercial with Johnny Cash. Okay. I was so jealous of this guy because he did a commercial with Johnny Cash. They bought the rights to Ring of Fire. So he took the song and he cut it down to 30 seconds and, Applebee's Eatin' Good in the Neighborhood. And they sent it off to Johnny Cash for approval. And Johnny Cash's rep said, Johnny likes what you did with the song, but he's a little disappointed. And Steve says, is disappointed in what? And she says, well, you didn't ask him to do the voiceover. And he's like, Johnny would do the voiceover? And they're like, yeah. And so he got to go to Johnny Cash's cabin.
Wow.
Where he lives.
You couldn't even get on the tour bus.
No, I could not.
Yeah.
So, and he went and he got Johnny Cash to record the voiceover for Applebee's Eatin' Good in the Neighborhood. And anyway, he was a legend. And this guy was, he was just one of the nicest people you could ever hope to meet. And he lives in Chicago, and the company that I work for remotely is in Chicago. And before I took this job, I called him up and I asked him advice. It's like, what do you think about this company? Should I take it? And what do you know? And he just helped me out, everything he could possibly do to help me out. And the deal was, whenever I go up to Chicago, we were going to meet. We were going to have dinner. We were going to have drinks. We were going to hang out again. And I knew that day would come, and it didn't. Yeah. So Steve Broadwolf, man, God, I miss you. And to all your friends and your family, and to all the people out there who you touched with your artwork and your advertising brilliance, God, the world is just suffered a great loss with you being gone. So, Steve, I miss you, buddy.
If you've got a burning hunger, you'll fall for Applebee's Fire Grilled Favorites. Eating good in the neighborhood.
So I'm going to take us in a different direction.
Yeah. Let's kick it up a notch.
Let's kick it up a notch. Darren and I were talking about this right before we went live. And I know people out there get annoyed with us when we talk about the little behind the scenes things on the show.
Yeah.
You people can suck it. You can suck it for the next minute because I'm going to talk about some stuff that is important to us. We have both noticed that there's been some shift in the show. Yeah. We noticed some changes. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things coming up that I can't talk about because they're still...
It's top secret.
Yeah. Well, they're in process.
Yeah.
And, you know...
Well, as soon as you say, hey, this is going to happen, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's multiples of those, but we're definitely entering a new age in the podcast where we've got some cool guests coming up. We're going to have James Nungusser on next week. So we're going to interview with him. We're going to have him on the show. We've got some additional people lined up.
Adam Neediff
is coming back.
Game show author extraordinaire. He is chomping at the bit. He had so much fun when he was on our show the last time. He's coming back. He's got a brand new book coming out.
Yeah.
He's going to come on to promote it.
Okay. Anyway, there's some really cool things coming down the pike. Yeah. And we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
We have really kicked up our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I don't know about how y'all came to us. I've come to different podcasts that I listen to through YouTube.
All the kids are on the YouTube.
All the kids are on the tubes.
Yeah.
So I've taken some of our episodes and cut them down into bite-sized pieces, put the videos up. So if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, there's something popping up just about every day on there. So subscribe to that. There's some cool little things happening.
There's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah. So if you go on there, subscribe to us, like our videos, get those things kicked up in the algorithm. If you haven't already subscribed to this podcast, do that. Put reviews in Apple Podcasts. That seems to be the big one.
Yeah.
Go to Apple Podcasts.
Absolutely.
Give us whatever stars. One would be fine, but come on, what the hell? And say something about us.
Well, yeah, we want you to be honest, and we want to know what we do that you enjoy.
We do listen. Like that one mother that said that we have to be funny in the first 2 minutes.
That guy's probably dead.
He said it back in episode 14. But it's stuck with me. It's almost 100 episodes later. I'm still, that's advice that we took to heart.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by a horse. You can pet it, you can feed it, you can have your picture taken with it. It's a horse. Now, back to the show.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm a man of habit. I think everybody's a person of habit. Your habits end up, kind of defining what you are.
I know.
I'm reading a book on it, so I've got some of that.
You're reading a book on habits.
You can edit. I literally am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go to Dunkin Donuts just about every morning. I get a large coffee. I get
water.
I get an espresso shot in the coffee. I get a water, and I get a pumpkin donut or a blueberry donut, depending on the season.
Now again,
I work out. I feel like I'm going to burn the donut off.
My question is, I get the coffee and the donut.
Yeah.
Why don't you just at the Kroger buy a 24-pack of bottled water and then just bring your bottled water? You could put a kid through college with the money you're saving buying a bottle of water every day at Dunkin Donuts.
Through what college?
Huh?
Through what? Cabbage shopping college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
CCU.
Okay. All right. I buy a bottle of water.
Okay.
I just do.
You just do.
Because I don't have the mental fortitude to buy a case of water and then take one out every day. Now I've got to think about that. I've got to slide it through. I do the self-checkout, and you talk about getting pissed off at the self-checkout lanes. With normal things, try carting a case of water. The hell with that. This is America. I buy a bottled water in the morning.
Okay.
So they know me now at the Dunkin' Donuts. That's the thing. There's this thing that happens now where I pull up and I say,
you're like Norm, cheers.
I want a large coffee. And they say, with an espresso shot of bottled water. And what kind of donut do you want today? I don't like.
They recognize your voice.
They do. Well, they have a little camera there. They see me too.
Oh, that's right. Oh, they got cameras.
So there's 3 people that take orders. There was a 4th, but they kind of chucked her to the back making the donuts because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
They've got the one lady that's part of this story. They've got another one that calls me Hun.
Right.
oddly enough, she's the youngest one. Typically, people calling you hun should be 60 years or older. This person's like in their 20s, and she says hun, and it's weird. Yeah.
My mom and I were going to the Lakota West football game, not last week, but the week before. We ran through Wendy's real quick, and the lady who took my order called me Boo. And I lost all composure, and I started laughing, and because I was asking her how much it was again. I said, "I'm sorry, what was that?" And she goes, "It's okay, Boo."
Yeah,
okay.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's a third lady that when I say I want the large coffee with an espresso shot, she always says, "Is that a hot coffee?" And I want to say, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
it is a hot coffee. Who's getting an iced coffee in October in the morning?
Right, hippies.
And then she said, "Is it a black coffee?" I was like, I've come close to saying it will be if you don't put it in it, which I don't want anything in it.
What? You don't
Creamer.
put anything in it?
No.
Okay.
I'm there for the drug.
Okay.
I'm there for the drug.
You still get the drug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they put creamer, that doesn't take the
Leaves
drug
an
out.
aftertaste. Now, you noticed I did put creamer in this. When I'm podcasting, I put creamer in.
Yeah.
When I'm going to work, it's black coffee. I need to be pissed and mean when I get to work.
Well, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I hate the holiday coffee creamers. But
I know.
go ahead. Yeah.
And I have something to say about that later. Anywho,
Yeah.
sometimes I change it up. I started not getting the water for a while so that I could say, no, I could interrupt them when they start piping it back.
Like, you don't know me.
No,
you don't know what I'm ordering.
I want that, and I want...
You don't control me.
I want the maple donut. Suck it. We went to trunk or treat at Charlie's school.
Right.
And we saw one of the people that does the order.
Oh, okay.
And she looked over and saw me, and I yelled, "Hey, it's the Dunkin Donuts lady." And she looked down.
Uh-huh.
She looked at her kid.
Uh-huh.
And she looked back up, and she just kind of like did a half-hearted wave. And I was like, Dunkin Donut. I doubled down. I was like, the Dunkin Donuts lady. And then Bess is looking at me, and she's like, "Hi,"
Yeah.
you know. And then the lady kind of walked away with her kids. And I said, Did I? Because Bess is the one that tells me when I've...
You totally defined this woman by her career, Mike. The only value this woman has is that she sells donuts.
Can I tell you something?
You don't know her name.
Yeah.
You don't know where she's from. You don't know what she likes.
Can I tell you what my life would be like if I was not with Bess? I would not know anybody. We've talked about this. You and I would not know each other.
Right.
I would spend my days just wandering around the neighborhood in my pajamas.
Yeah. Waving at cars.
I have no social skills without her being there to help guide me through this. She informed me that, hey, maybe in a public setting with all the kids around and this is their mom, she doesn't want to be called the Dunkin Donuts lady.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, oh, well, then what the hell how am I going to get my coffee in the morning? I can't go get coffee from her in the morning.
Sure you can.
So I briefly considered.
You have the money, so yeah.
I usually wear glasses at work. I briefly considered changing over to wearing contacts all the time.
Oh, okay.
Do the Superman Clark Kent thing.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't know it's
Superman,
me.
where's...
That would solve two problems. One, they wouldn't immediately say, oh, a large black coffee with espresso shot, a pumpkin donut, and a water guide. They would be like, oh, good morning, sir. What would you like?
Well, can I take your order?
Can I take your order?
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I went out of town for a week, so then it looked like I was avoiding her. I'm having this whole weird thing. So I finally went back for the first time. She
probably has not thought of you 1 second.
No, she did, because when I went back, it was last Friday.
Okay.
I went back, and she was there, and she said, oh, how many kids do you have at the school? I was like, just the one. How many do you have? And she told me, and I didn't hear because I don't listen to people when they answer questions.
You're just waiting for the next thing you're going to say.
And she said, oh, and she smiled, and she's like, well, it was nice seeing you there. And I was like, yeah, nice seeing you too. And I came close to saying, sorry, I called you the donut or Dunkin Donuts lady.
Yeah.
I didn't. I had enough. Bess popped up in my head and said, just stop.
Yeah.
It's good.
You're good.
It's good.
Yeah.
You got your roll tide. Don't mess this up.
Roll Tide.
I considered going to Starbucks for a while. Even though it smells, it tastes like monkey sweat and piss.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that, but I didn't.
Again, I've never bought coffee at Starbucks.
You should try it.
Yeah.
But my point is I can't. I'm not good on my own in social situations.
Right.
I'm not good.
Right.
This not reined in is up. It's bad.
Hey, it's a Dunkin' Donuts lady. Hilarious. It's not like you met Richard Petty, you know.
Then I would say it's Richard Petty.
I mean, I'm sure she's a nice lady and everything, but yeah.
So
Hold on. Let's mix it up then.
No. I want to.
No.
Oh, Jesus! Damn it! Okay, we got to copy back. Did you see that thing? Fuck, oh, it's twitching. God, Blade came right at me.
Hey, what happened?
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
A bug just ran across the carpet, and Mike screamed like a little girl. Oh my Lord. And then he picked up his Darth Vader statue and he slammed it on top of the bug repeatedly until he got the bug out of its misery. Now I think Mike has went upstairs because he peed himself. I think he has to change clothes. So
So scared, Lord, I mother, I jumped up in the boat and I said, Thomas, what on earth is that creature?
did you change shorts, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm fine.
Looking down with these big red eyes.
Oh, it was so scary.
God bless.
I've never seen, in your
Mike,
defense.
did you see it?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was coming at you. It was
coming right at
Yeah,
me.
it was like God, man, he's charging for you. Yeah, he was coming at you.
Did you? Darth saved my life. I don't
he-
have him here as a
You
weapon.
picked it up and then slammed it on top of, what was that, a centipede?
He
A
was
millipede?
a centipede.
Yeah.
Like a house, one of those house centipedes.
Okay.
He is no more. Damn. Well, we'll have bonus.
Yeah.
for this
Oh,
one.
yeah. Oh,
we got 6 viewers. Is
yeah.
that people?
We definitely have stuff bonus for this episode. So
Okay.
So some of you, if you didn't hear the beginning of the show, which I don't know why you wouldn't have, I've on the tail end of bronchitis.
Yeah.
They gave me a Z-Pack. They gave me Robitussin with codeine syrup. Delicious, scrumptious. It was yummy. The steroids. My God, I was hopped up on everything. And finally, I'm almost done with this nonsense that they call bronchitis. But I took Monday off. I was like, I never take sick days. I'm going to take a sick day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to rest because every time I'm sick, just as soon as I start feeling better, I start doing a bunch of stuff. And then it makes me feel like crap again.
Mm-hmm.
So I resisted the urge to go out in the backyard and rake leaves.
Okay. You had that urge.
I did. I still do because I've got the Leafinator 3000 that you put over your shoulder and you suck them all up and it mulches them up and it puts them in the bag and it's badass and I love it.
I don't know if you're kidding or not. Do you really have something?
I have that thing. Yeah. I bought it 2 years ago. I love it because our house, we get like so many leaves.
We have a little leaves.
Yeah. And I talked to my leaf.
Did you get it at Home Despot?
Yeah. Okay. No, I talked to our yard guy.
How much is that?
$249.50. I don't know. I don't remember how much it was.
Send a kid out.
But I asked the yard guy. I said, I keep hearing, do you rake or do you not rake? And he says, you definitely should rake, or at the very least, mulch up the leaves and spread them out to where they become. Because if you leave them, they will smother the lawn.
Yeah, but that's bonus because then you don't have grass to cut the next year.
Yeah. Then you got the wife nagging at you, wanting to plant grass seed again.
No.
Anywho. I took Monday off, okay? And I'm like, I'm going to stay on my ass in the recliner or in the bed all day long.
Okay.
Well, my sick day, it was ruined. One, by about 9 o'clock, I get a call from my wife, and she says that she got a call from the school saying that Cameron was absent. I'm like, no, he couldn't have been absent. And then I thought, well, you watched him get on the bus, didn't you?
Yeah.
And Libby's like, no, I thought you watched him get on the bus. Neither of us watched Cameron get on the bus.
Okay.
So now we're imagining, Cameron in Mexico putting Nikes together.
See, you went there. I'm going, is he in the attic of the school reading the Never-Ending Story currently? Helping Atreyu with his shit.
Yeah. So, and I was almost back asleep. I'm laying there in bed, just so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I called the school and I said, I heard that my son was absent. That can't be right. And so she checks. Sure enough, he's at school.
Okay.
His first class teacher accidentally
forgot what he looked like.
No, marked him absent instead of whoever was sitting next to. I don't know what.
Okay.
So now I'm awake.
Okay.
Okay. Because the whole, where's my kid? kind of
ratchets up, gets the adrenaline going.
It gets you going. Yeah, it's like it's like great. I have to put on shoes, get pants, all that stuff. And
there's no milk cartons anymore. It's all the plastic.
It's all digital. It's all online. So there was that, and then I thought, okay, I'm awake. I'm going to watch a movie. Okay, I'm going to watch something that. If I'm at the house by myself, I'm going to watch something that I've been wanting to watch that no one else has really wanted to watch.
Porky's.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen Porky's.
Boy, that dates us. Jesus.
Okay,
Grandpa.
I decided to watch Licorice Pizza. Okay, Licorice Pizza was nominated for 4 or 5 Academy Awards, written by that guy who writes all those other movies that gets nominated for Academy Awards. Yeah. And it's starring Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, Cooper, and then
Cooper Hoffman.
Cooper Hoffman, yeah.
Okay.
Sean Penn is in it. Bradley Cooper is in it. The trailer for this movie looks great. Okay. And I thought, okay, this looks like God, this movie was just 2 hours and 15 minutes of waste of time.
I can tell you, it's called Licorice Pizza.
And I found out why it's called Licorice Pizza.
Watch The Expendables. Yeah. That's worth your time.
Yeah, well, I should have.
Yeah.
I gave up on the movie about an hour and 40 minutes into it because it's like nothing was going to happen.
What is it? Is it like it's a mafia? I hear Sean Penn. Is it like a mafia thing?
No. Cooper Hoffman is this 15-year-old guy who falls in love with this girl and she's 25. Okay. And it's like their relationship, which they can't really have a relationship because they've got a 10-year age difference.
Okay.
And then it's like she starts liking this one guy and he gets jealous. And then he starts liking this other girl and then she gets jealous.
Yeah.
But they're not going to date each other. So there's no point. And at one point in the movie, Cooper Hoffman starts up his own waterbed business. Where do they get the money for the business? Where do they get the money for the materials?
Well, the water's right there out.
Exactly. Where do they get the money for the truck to deliver it? For the advertising, none of it makes any sense. Bradley Cooper, who I think is one of the finest actors,
Bradley Cooper's a badass
on this planet, yes, is just horrible in it.
Okay,
and I finally just gave up on it. Okay, so I'm like, there's 2 hours wasted on that.
I want to come back to this.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Then I thought, okay, I'll watch something else. Yeah. I decided to watch Bill Burr's latest comedy special. Okay, now I love Bill Burr.
I do too.
This particular special, Bill Burr makes a lot of sense, but Bill Burr has done kind of what George Carlin did in his last 3 or 4 specials.
Yeah.
It's like, you're saying, and I agree with what you're talking about, and you're making a lot of sense, but I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah.
And then, like at the end of the special, it says written and performed by Bill Burr. Duh.
Yeah.
All you have to say is written by Bill Burr. I know he performed it. I just watched his ass up there for an hour and 10 minutes perform it.
We should have Dave Lay say written and performed by Mike and Darren at the end of every episode.
At the end of every episode, yeah. So, yeah, my sick day was ruined.
Oh,
absolutely ruined, yeah.
So, Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
So, way back in the day before we had kids, when Bess and I were allowed to go to movies without a kid, we had a program that we used. We'd watch we called it a Bessie movie and a Mikey movie.
Okay.
So we'd go see The Notebook, and then that means we get to go see 300.
Right.
And then we'd go see Licorice Pizza, and then that meant that we could go see The Expendables. We kind of had that thing going back and forth.
Exactly.
And I always felt a little bad when it was Mikey movie night, because I knew that she was just not having a good time. One of them was Miami Vice, the remake with what's his face and
Keenan Ivory Thompson.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Fox.
Martin Mull. Yeah. No, it wasn't Martin Mull.
I think it was Jamie Foxx and Colin Farrell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty.
And Michael Mann directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But not as good as it should have been.
Right.
Okay. And then when we saw 300, I felt really bad. You've seen 300.
I did.
300 is that is all brutality all the way through. I freaking love 300. But the entire time I'm thinking, Bess is miserable here. There's no way that she's going to like this. We get out of the movie. We're walking through the parking lot in dead silence.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't help it. I just said, what did you think of the thing? And she's like, she paused for a long time until we got to the car. And she's like, I liked the part of the movie where they pushed the wall of dead bodies on the other army.
Yeah.
I was like, if we weren't already married,
Yeah.
I would marry you right now.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. But
Yeah.
Licorice Pizza sounds like it would have been on the best side of things.
Yeah.
See, when I'm by myself, I watch...
It's like an artsy movie.
So, yeah, some of the best movies I've seen are the movies that I wouldn't normally watch.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay. When I would travel a lot on the plane, I would watch movies that I would never watch. And that's where I saw the Big Short, which is a great movie.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So I understand... Licorice Pizza, what brought you there? Was it Bradley Cooper and Sean Penn? Was that
the trailer really?
Okay.
They really did a great job with the trailer, and it looked just super interesting. It looked super artsy. I like independent films.
Yeah.
Okay. I like going to the low budget independent films, and Sean Penn is in it, and Tom Waits, and Bradley Cooper,
Okay.
and like I said, they got some big stars in it, but it just hopped around and around and around, and then I just gave up on it.
Okay. Speaking of badass movies.
Yeah.
Hold yourself back here for a little bit. Let Mikey take over. Let Mikey take the wheel.
Okay.
Jonathan Wick 4, because the one guy calls him Jonathan, which I think is great.
Yeah.
Is coming out March 23rd, I think it is.
Okay.
Whatever day it is, it's coming out.
Yeah.
I want to make this a thing where the Irritable Dad Syndrome crew, whoever wants to go with me, you're invited. It's okay if you decline to go.
Okay.
If you're going to sit there and make fun of it, you're not going. Okay. John Wick means a lot to me.
I know that.
I love.
You named your second child John Wick.
The trailer that just came out is 2 minutes long. I spent an hour watching it. Why? Because I watched it 30 times.
The only trailer I saw for it was the thing with the chalkboard.
Listen to me.
Okay, you don't have to get all pissed.
Listen to me.
Okay.
CGI has come a long way. Okay.
Yes, it has.
There you have the Money for Nothing and Chicks for Free video with the blocky guys carrying the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And now you're at then you went through the thing where it's like Avatar, where everything's CGI. They've toned it back now, where they'll throw blood splatters with Rambo 4. They used it mainly for blood splatters and bodies falling apart.
Okay.
I think
that wasn't ketchup.
I think no.
It's a question.
It was chocolate syrup. I think the entirety of the history of CGI has brought us to the point to give one of the greatest 2-second moments in a trailer that I've seen, wherein Keanu Reeves throws an axe at another dude, hits him dead in the forehead, flips him back on a dance floor. How can you not want to see this movie? I am all in. So when this hits, everyone around that listens to this thing, if you live far away and you're willing to drive in, we will pick a night, we will pick a time, and we'll all go. It'll be a hoot because I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be laughing my ass off.
Are you going to be like Elvis and rip the whole theater?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm going to be cheering.
So you're going to be ruining it for the rest of the people in the theater.
Yeah. Well, I saw Die Hard. There was a Die Hard marathon a few years, 2008, 2009.
Right.
They went through all the Die Hards in a thing. So it was my chance to see the original Die Hard in the theater. And I stood up.
You hadn't seen it in the theater?
No.
Okay.
No. I was too, I just did. I was at work when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm 5 years older than you, so I did. Yeah.
So I stood up and cheered at the first Yippee-Ki-Yay. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And welcome to the party, pal. I said that I said it along with John McClane. I had a hoot.
Well, that reminds me, I saw something. It was trending. Today, if something's popular, it's trending.
Trending.
Yeah. Matthew Perry hates Keanu Reeves.
He doesn't hate Keanu Reeves.
Well,
he picked an actor. You've read the story.
I did read the story, yeah. And he said,
he got destroyed by the internet.
Why is it that the original thinkers like River Phoenix and Heath Ledger die, but Keanu Reeves still walks among us?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God. Keanu Reeves is going to kill you in your sleep, fool.
Well, it's not that. It's just like the entire 99.999% of the internet worships Keanu Reeves.
I know.
So that's just tone deaf. You don't do that.
But it's like, okay, so it's Matthew Perry. All right. Matthew Perry doesn't need to be anybody. Okay. I mean,
there's a hierarchy, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Matthew Perry doesn't need to be starting fights with Urkel.
Yeah.
Okay. Urkel can kick Matthew Perry's ass. So I'm not going to start at the bottom. I'm going to go all the way to the tip top.
Yeah.
That's a shot. With Stallone, Keanu Reeves. I don't know.
Well, Stallone's another one.
Yeah.
Before Keanu Reeves, it was Leonardo DiCaprio. He was untouchable. And then slowly Keanu Reeves overtook him. But Stallone is way the hell up there.
You're telling me that Keanu Reeves has overtaken DiCaprio?
He has.
How?
On the internet. Okay, Boomer. You don't pay attention to this stuff. It was a couple of years ago. DiCaprio was the internet's boyfriend. That's what they called him.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is now more popular on the internet than DiCaprio.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
so he's the new.
I'm asking how that happened.
Oh.
But was that something DiCaprio did to screw that up?
No.
Or something popular that Keanu Reeves did
I
too?
think
Okay.
John Wick. I think the John Wick series popped him up there.
That's what my question was. Boomer. Bitch.
And then when he came back with a new Matrix, I think it was just like, oh, can you stop for a bit? Can you stop making things that everyone loves?
We interrupt our show for this special announcement. Congratulations to James Nungesser, Irritable Dad Syndrome's Listener of the Week. This has been a special announcement.
Speaking of things that everyone loves, I'm on a roll.
Okay.
If you are a man, woman, or child, you love Top Gun.
Yes.
If you are currently...
if you have a face...
if you're currently listening to this podcast or watching this podcast and you're at this moment saying, I don't love Top Gun, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
You do.
Yeah.
When you sit down and you've seen it, don't tell me you haven't seen it. When you were watching the movie and it starts with the boom, something stirred in your heart. And I don't care what you think of Tom Cruise. I don't care if you think he's crazy. I don't care if you think that Ronald Reagan created him in a vat full of America and put him on the screen. I don't care where you are on Tom Cruise. You wanted to be Maverick. You wanted to be a vat of America. That's where Tom Cruise was born.
During the filming of Days of Thunder on a dare, I ate a tire.
You wanted to be Maverick. Even the women and the kids, you want to be Maverick.
Yeah.
All right?
Men want to be him. Women want to be with him.
Yeah. Dogs, damn.
Yeah.
I wish I were a human so I could be Maverick.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
Here's the thing.
I have been waiting. I was going crazy for Maverick. I got myself to the point where the movie can't possibly be as good as I think it's going to be. It was better than I ever thought it would be.
Yeah, it was way better than I thought it would be.
It was America on a screen.
Yes.
Even though they were fighting, they wouldn't. I love it.
Two.
I love it how they wouldn't. Like in the original, we're totally fighting the Russians. Now, they could say that again, but they're like, we're fighting those people with the other planes that have a thing on a different
with
symbol.
the stuff. Yeah.
So, of course, me. Yeah. I mean, you've seen my Marvel thing. I'm going to get the hot version of Top Gun.
Yeah.
Every one of these type of movies that comes out, Best Buy does a special Steelbook edition.
Okay.
I love the Steelbooks because they look cool.
Yeah.
All right. So I pre-ordered the Steelbook along with Captain Wizard 2 or Doctor Strange 2, the Mouth of Madness.
The Mysteries
of Time.
Yeah. And the Mysteries of Time.
I pre-ordered both of those on the same card. Okay. I proceeded to lose that card.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Doctor Strange and the Captain Happy Pants came out just came out like a couple of months ago, but Maverick kept getting delayed because they were having trouble fitting all of that America onto a 4K disc. There's a limit to how much America you can put on a disc.
Now with more America.
They thought that Sylvester Stallone had found the limit with the Expendables. But it turns out you can fit much more in there.
Yeah.
So it was delayed.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my card. I canceled my card.
Oh, no.
And I rated a new one. So when you order something on Best Buy, they want a primary payment and a secondary payment because come hell or high water, they're getting their money from you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I had a secondary payment. I'm like, no problem. I get a text from Best Buy about a week ago saying, we're going to cancel your order because your card got declined.
No.
Click this link to send an alternate payment. I've got a pocket full of alternate payments. So I click it, and it has no option to change
Was
payment.
it a scam?
It was all grayed out. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
I went to Best Buy. I went the other way around.
You didn't go to Best
Me and Best Buy go.
BYE.com.
This is a little embarrassing.
Come on, that was funny.
It was. I'm sorry. We've talked about this before. I laugh at you so much weeks later, and I'm like, you do not interact with your co-host enough. I'm sorry. That was funny.
Best BYE, bestbuy.com.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Me and Best Buy go way back.
Oh, yeah.
So the text came through on a thing that goes like all the other texts of like your thing is shipped. So I knew it was them. I knew it was legit, but it was grayed out. So I called.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a very long story very short because I get bored with it myself.
That's a little hard to do now, but go ahead.
Yeah. So they tell me they can't do it. They can't change the payment. They tell me, oh, yeah, we're going to change your payment. They send me through this other person.
The thing.
They get it all set up and say, okay, you've changed your automatic payment on your Best Buy credit card. Like, that's not why I called you. I didn't call to change the payment on that.
Yeah.
They said, oh, we need to connect you to somebody else. They bring me back to the main thing, and then I have to sit through another 20 minutes of Best Buy music to get connected.
All of our representatives are busy assisting other callers. Your call is important to us. Please continue to hold.
I'm on the phone with them for like an hour until I get to this other lady.
You could have driven to Best Buy. You could have walked to Best Buy.
That factors into this.
Yeah.
I talked to her. She's like, there's no way we can change the payment here. But what you can do is go to, do you have a local Best Buy? I said, yes, I have one right down the street.
Yeah.
You can go in there and see if they can swipe your new card because we can't do it on the phone. So I go to our local Best Buy.
Of course they can't swipe a card on the phone.
Yeah, but they can take a card number. So I go to the Best Buy.
Okay.
And if you see the manager, Dr. Oz, I talked to him. Have you seen him? Looks like Dr. Oz.
The last time I was in Best Buy, I did not see a Dr.
He's
Oz.
a super nice guy.
Oh,
so
I'm sure.
if he happens
very
to be a
nice.
listener,
Yeah.
you were great.
Yeah.
I tell him what happened, and they told me go talk to the store manager. So I talked to the store manager. He said, well, this is a very exclusive item. You don't want to cancel the order. I was like, I don't want to cancel the order because I need the Steelbook version.
I need America in my house.
I need Steelbook America. He said, let's see what we can do. So he calls.
Okay.
They connect me to some lady. He talks to her for a few minutes, and he says, they want to talk to you. Oh. So now I'm backed up by the manager. I talked to this lady.
I've watched this movie twice.
Yeah. And she says, there's no way we can change the payment on this. Do you want to cancel the order? And I'm like, no, I do not want to cancel the order. So a 30-minute conversation with her. She gives it back to Dr. Oz. I'm not going to go through all that. We finally hang up. And the guy, he says, I'm sorry. I don't know what else we can do. I said,
my hands are tied.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't you take down my name? If you happen to have an extra one, then you let me know. Text me or whatever. You've got my number. Text me and let me know. He's like, that's a really good idea.
Right.
So he made it all official. He took down my name, phone number, and email address, all this stuff. Says, I will send you a note one way or the other when it comes out to let you know if we have a copy or not.
Gotcha.
Fast forward to yesterday, and I didn't get from it.
Yeah.
I get a note from Best Buy saying your order has been canceled. I almost cried. I get on bestbuy.com. One last Hail Mary. Can I get this? Lo and behold, there's a copy at the Fields Erdl Best Buy. Ordered it, went in there, got that.
Fields Erdl store is 35 minutes away, right?
Yeah, but it's close to where I work.
Oh, then okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Left work, got that, and I got Love and Thunder Steelbook. So boom.
Okay, bam.
Boom.
Suck it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got so much America.
Yeah.
And Norway combined. I haven't played it yet because I don't want to call in sick.
Okay.
I'm afraid if I'll get an overdose of Stars and Stripes and I'll just fall into a coma.
Yeah.
God, that movie's awesome.
It was. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
Good for you.
For a long time on Memorial Day, I think it was Memorial Day, they would play Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Did they still do that? Like unedited?
I think so.
They should add in Maverick to that.
Well, then they would also do, no, they did Born on the 4th of July on the 4th of July. Yeah. So.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is proud to be associated with Newsly, the all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. For the first time ever, the entire internet becomes listenable, all in one place. Check it out. Newsly actually picks up articles about the most trending topics on the web and reads them to you in a natural human voice, much like my own. I'm Dave Lay, and I'm in fact an actual human. And guess what? Our podcast, Irritable Dad Syndrome, is available there too. Listen to us every week on Newsly and afterwards. If you feel like grooving to another podcast, then knock yourself out. You can find trending podcasts from over 80 countries and digital radio as well. So stop scrolling and start listening. Download Newsly now. Just go to www.newsly.me and use this promo code. The number 1, RR, another number 1, then the letters TABLEDAD, and receive a free 1-month premium subscription.
I want to say that I'm upset with you, but I can't really say that because I did this on my own.
Okay.
But 2 or 3 weeks ago, you mentioned that you watched the Dahmer. You started watching Dahmer on Netflix.
Yeah, it's a bad
and
idea.
Then I started watching it so that we would have something to talk about on the podcast.
And now you don't want to talk about it.
That's the honest to God reason why I started it.
Yeah.
I got hooked. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after watching all 10 episodes of the drama series, I watched the 3 hours of the tapes.
Oh, good God.
The Dahmer
really?
tapes.
The real ones, like with the Dahmer, the real Dahmer.
Yeah, the real Dahmer, yeah. And the dude who plays Dahmer had the voice down. I mean,
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he did. He very much so just nailed it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, a lot of people are bitching saying that it was inaccurate. I'm sorry, but from what I saw on the drama series compared to what I saw on the 3-hour docuseries, it's pretty much neck and neck.
It's accurate.
Yeah, Glenda, his neighbor, didn't live next door. She lived catty corner in an apartment across the street.
Oh, well, the hell with it. They're not going to get that right.
They basically took a lot of the complaints of people living in his apartment and made them all come from her. Okay, sue him.
Yeah.
All right. But there's one thing that I know could not possibly be true. Was after Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested, okay, and they call his father, and his father has found out that Jeffrey was arrested for the murder of 15 people and for doing this and that other thing, and then that stuff. The dad comes in, and they bring Jeff in, and Jeff says, "Boy, Dad, I really screwed up this time, didn't I?" You didn't back the car into the mailbox, buddy. This isn't a, boy, I really screwed up this time. This isn't a this time thing. This is, I really screwed up this past 15 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's when I'm going to throw the flag, the yellow flag.
Yeah.
I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer said that. Boy, I really screwed up this time, Dad.
He may have,
he might have. But you know what? That's what one of the things that they said, that they were surprised at how calm and how cool he was.
Yeah.
Whenever they would talk to him, he was just like, "Well, I hope you give me the electric chair."
So I've read an uncomfortable amount of stuff about serial killers.
Yeah.
And I've read a lot about Dahmer, and I can tell you that just when I was watching the Netflix, I'm like, I'm gonna have a rough time with this because they tell a lot of it from the victim's point of view.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's one thing to read, yeah, he did this. It's another thing to see it, acted out. But yeah, he did. A lot of them, they kind of disassociate from it.
Yeah.
So they will take something absolutely horrible and be like, well, I did a whoopsie,
Yeah.
No, you
you did more than that, pal. Yeah. But
yeah, didn't it? The show just made you feel bad. It was like one of those. Yeah. There's been a few things like that on TV and in different places where it's like, oh, I've started this, I got to finish it, but I've got to get myself up here before I watch it because I know it's going to bring me down.
Well, now I'm like, do I watch the John Wayne Gacy tapes? Because
no, and thank you for throwing in a John Wayne Gacy on the last episode of Dahmer.
Yeah,
I didn't need to see that.
No, I didn't either. And that's what made me like, well, what I've got to figure out what this guy did.
Yeah,
yeah. So, and then Steve Farrell. No, I'm not going to watch My Friend Dahmer on Hulu.
I did watch My Friend Dahmer. I've seen My Friend Dahmer.
Oh, really? Okay.
I thought that was as gritty as it was going to get until I saw the Netflix Dahmer, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
All right.
So, but yeah, I'm kind of done with the true crime stuff.
Yeah, for
now. Yeah.
I've said it. We said it.
I really screwed up watching that one. Yeah.
We said it in the podcast class. That's the biggest podcast genre is true crime, but my God, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine having done that for 2 years at this point?
No way. I
might have handled that centipede differently.
Yeah. God, he screamed like a girl.
Scared it. Those things run at you.
I saw.
He had two of his legs up. Like he was gonna John Wick
he wanted
me.
you. He came for blood, man. He's gonna kill you, your wife, and your kids.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Yeah.
It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
You were gone last week.
Yeah.
We haven't been in the same room together for like 2 weeks.
No.
And so what I have is a culmination of 3 or 4 visits to Kroger that I'm going to put all in one.
Oh.
So I'm lumping it all together. So we talked about when you walk into Kroger, they've got the automatic, the door thing that prohibits people from walking.
Completely useless
Exactly,
thing.
exactly. The other day, I walked out those. I walked out the entrance just to see what would happen.
Did you get shot?
I set the alarm off. And then I just kept walking and nobody stopped me.
They've got a sniper nest by the cabbage for people that
maybe
do
they're
that.
like, that's just Mr. Cox.
Wait, what did the alarm
he's on
sound
prescription.
like? Was it?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that every time I leave.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Nothing at all. No.
Because you don't want to walk all the way around the thing. It's
I know.
stupid.
I know. So I just ran out the door. Well, I was in the Kroger and I realized that I didn't have my wallet. So I went back out to get my wallet real quick. And I didn't want to walk all the way back around. So I walked out the indoor. And set off the alarm.
Led Zeppelin had a whole album about that.
They've got whole albums about everything. So that happened. When I was in Kroger, I ran into an old friend of mine.
Okay.
I'm in the produce department. And I haven't seen him in like a year or so. And he's got his kid there. And I felt really bad because I did this to Bess one time. His kid is standing there just behaving himself perfectly. Standing there, not doing a thing. Just standing there, perfect child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, buddy.
Yeah. You fucked it up.
And he smiles. And I was like, what's going on? And he just keeps smiling. I'm like, you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to.
Yeah.
And I said, unless you want to. And then he giggles. And I said, stop smiling. And then he started laughing like crazy.
Yeah.
And he grabbed the bag out of my hand and ran over and started taking lemons off the shelf like crazy. He went from 0 to 50.
Yeah.
He's just like he's trying to steal every lemon.
Yeah.
And my buddy's like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm really sorry.
You unleashed the beast there.
I felt horrible. Now, it was many years ago. Cameron and your son Andrew were at a birthday party at a movie theater. And so Bess and I were out there waiting for the kids to get out of this movie to take them home. And I was talking to your youngest son, Charlie, and Charlie was totally behaving himself. Then I start acting stupid and screwing around to get him all goofy. And then he got out just, oh my God. Yeah, and then I felt horrible. I felt really, and I apologized to your wife like 1,000 times. So I didn't mean to do that, but I can get kids wired up.
I did. Well,
I
it's
didn't
like
mean to do that.
I got in trouble when you came over tonight because the 2 dogs, Bess put them on leashes, and then right when you walk in, I go, and I don't know why. I just do that. That's what I do.
When I was at Kroger, I got some stuff on my hands at the produce department, nasty, gross stuff. So I went to wash my hands, and I got soap on my hand, and then the water wouldn't come on. It wouldn't come on in the sink.
Oh, so what do you do at that point?
I've got soap all in my hand.
Did you go dip it in the toilet?
No.
Okay.
No, but the only thing I could do was I popped my head out the door. I looked to make sure no one's around. So I'm walking with soap in both hands. and I go into the other bathroom. Luckily, no one is in there.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what you do if you ever get stuck with soap in your hands.
It's the women folk. Yeah. You went in the women folk.
No, there's 2 unisex bathrooms. So unicorns, male and female, and unicorns can use that bathroom.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I get it.
So that's what you do in that situation. Finally, and this is one of those jokes that you would probably laugh at 2 weeks later.
Okay.
The cashier rings up all my stuff, and then she goes around to bag because Kroger doesn't have bag people anymore.
They just don't.
They've
got people that are there to be on their phone.
Right.
Your
I don't even see the people on their phone.
Yeah.
There's just, so the cashiers are bagging, and she goes over there and she's bagging this and something else, and she drops a box of rice. And I looked at her and I said, you broke my rice. And she's quick. Okay. She picks it up and she shakes it. Rattle, 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 rattle. She goes, oh my God, I did. It's broken. It sounds broken in there. And then we shared a laugh. Yeah. And she looks at the cashier next to him. She says, I broke his rice. And the other cashier looks at her like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And then she's like, some people don't have a sense of humor.
She didn't know when to stop.
Yeah, exactly. No, she did not. No.
Okay.
So, but yeah, my cashier got the joke. Cashier B did not get the joke.
Clearly you went to the right cashier.
I certainly did.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
Time to read some fan mail.
Fan mail. Yeah.
Yes. So our first letter tonight comes from Thomas Ergen. Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, I can't escape your podcast. I took the stairs at work because we don't have an Otis elevator. And he said he's at his parents' house right now. He opened up a closet and he found this, and he sends us a picture of Diff liquid concentrated wallpaper.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And he doesn't have any wallpaper.
He says, yeah, Mom and Dad don't have any wallpaper in the house at all. So there's that. And he says, there's probably some cheese titties in here somewhere.
Whoa.
Yeah. Thank you for your letter, Thomas. His wife, Courtney, has invited us to a cookout if we're ever in Tennessee.
Okay.
So I figure if you and I, if we go to the Hugheses, if we go to their wedding reception, we can swing by her house. She wants us to come to a cookout.
Okay.
And then the Holes, Leslie Colley Hole and Craig Hole, we're going to be there too. So we're invited to a cookout in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Leslie reached out. She asked, because a couple weeks ago I was talking about the movie Piranha.
Okay.
So I get this message out of nowhere asking what version of it we were watching, because she wanted to watch the same one because there's only like 20 different versions of Piranha. Yeah. I told her it was the 1978 version, and we had a good laugh about that. Greg Bodis writes us, Dear Irritable Dad Syndrome, your interview with Chris and Lisa was one of your best episodes.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Greg, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then he said perhaps you should do more interviews with patrons.
So he wants us to talk less.
No, I think he wants to be a guest on the show.
Okay. All right.
You know what? I think he'd be a good guest on the show.
Yeah.
We
should have guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
We're going to start.
Yeah.
We're going to have one next week.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to other people. You don't want to listen to a show where people just sit and talk to each other all the time.
People have done it for 2 years with us.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Whoppers All Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Fall is here, and that means 3 things. It's time to watch football. Women tuck their pants into their boots. And pumpkin spice is in absolutely everything. Well, I've been asked by the fine folks at Whoppers to assure you something. Whoppers will never put that nasty-ass pumpkin spice flavor into their hot dogs or their buns. It's a promise. Whoppers are made from 100% pure beef with no fillers and no preservatives. Get a ruler and measure it yourself. If your hot dog isn't a foot long, they'll refund your money, guaranteed. And hey ladies, thanks for tucking those pants into your boots. I personally think they're sexy as hell. Now back to the show.
I'm pretty sure that if this were the 1500s, Bess would be burned at the stake or drowned for being a witch.
Right.
And I'll explain.
Okay. Yeah.
She can predict anything in movies and TV shows. And I'm going to give an example that it actually pissed me off how good she was.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you finished watching The Rings of Power?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm going to lightly go around this because I think there's people in the audience that haven't finished it either. I finished it, and Charlie and Andrew are at different parts in it. Charlie technically has finished it with me. He was just asleep. There are a lot of revelations in the next to last, the penultimate episode.
Yes.
And the ultimate episode.
And the oblique episode.
There are 2 major revelations in the last episode. Okay. And so I'm trying to have a conversation with Andrew about the revelations. Bess has not watched the show since episode 3. Okay. She likely didn't even see all of 3 because I think there was some snoring involved there. Charlie, like I said, has physically been in the room while they're playing, but hasn't seen that. But he does care about the story. He wants to go back and watch The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and then The Rings of Power so that he understands it more. I've explained that it's a prequel, but he's still, because there's a lot of stuff that connects as you go later.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine. So me and Andrew are trying to have a conversation about these revelations without Charlie hearing it. And Bess is listening to all this. And Andrew's saying, I know who blank is, and I know who the blank is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, really? And then Bess says, oh, blank is blank, and the blank is blank, and she's 100% right. And I dropped food.
Yeah.
I was standing at the island. I dropped it. I'm like, you're kidding me right now. You haven't watched the show. How do you even know who these characters are? She's like, am I right? Yeah, you're right. But this is weird. She does that on every movie. If she and I had known each other when Empire Strikes Back came out, she would have leaned over during the Yoda scene and said, Darth Vader is totally Luke's dad.
Yeah.
She would have done that.
Yeah.
In The Usual Suspects, she would have pointed at Kevin Spacey and said, that's Kaiser Soze.
Yeah. Yeah.
In The Sixth Sense,
spoiler alert.
In The Sixth Sense, I think she did say, oh, he's dead
He's been dead the whole time.
She does that. She will fall asleep in movies.
Crying game. Hey, he's a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day, she's been asleep. She was asleep through it. It's like, oh, yeah, that's totally such and such did the thing.
Yeah.
This one blew me away.
Yeah.
I was like, you haven't even seen the one character.
Yeah.
You haven't even seen him.
Right.
How did you know that he is that other character?
Yeah.
You slept. I said, I went to see The Lord of the Rings with her and the Hobbit trilogy.
Yeah.
She slept through 95% of those movies. Dead asleep.
Yeah. And
she knows him.
Yeah.
She knows him.
It's crazy. Libby's like that with Christmas presents. Okay. Yeah. She can now over the years, and by the way, we can tell a Christmas story because it's the Christmas season now.
We're close enough.
November 1st. Yeah. So I learned over the years how to disguise presents. Either you stuff it so much with socks or something to where it doesn't move,
or put lime green Jello in there and have it leak out.
Put pennies, marbles, pencils, something that rolls around that disguises the noise. Exactly, a live rat.
Small children.
For the first couple of days, the box will move itself.
Yeah,
and then it doesn't, and then it smells.
Yeah,
and then Merry Christmas. So, but Libby can take any box and she holds it up and she's like, Bed Bath and Beyond candle. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's not allowed to guess anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, and I can take a box and put her sweater in there and put a brick and some marbles and some WD-40 and it rattles around. She's like, sweater? Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. And she has every time.
Bess does that with presents that I get for her.
Yeah.
She nails them.
Yeah.
And I'll buy against type. Like she's not a big fan of jewelry and certain types of jewelry. I will buy her something that she's not going to expect.
Right.
She will have it wrapped and say, is this a such and such, such and such? Yes, it is. And you got the collar. And how did you know there's a diamond? You don't like diamond. How did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh,
She's a witch. The woman. I tell you, she's the witch. Oh, guys, we're going to wrap this up. We appreciate you sticking with us. We hope you...
We hope you're still with us.
This
one was rough.
We can't wait to post the video of Mike and the bug attack. So, but no, we hope you go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. You can go and become a patron. You can give us $1 a month, $2 a month, $2,000 a month. Help us out.
At least review us on Apple Podcasts. For some reason, if you review us on Apple Podcasts, that like sends a flag up, and everybody and their brother will see it. So
no, you know what? I keep saying that, and one of these days, Bill Gates is going to listen, and he's going to send us $2,000 a month for this podcast.
Yeah, he should.
But no, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, and you can listen to previous episodes, and we hope you do that. Now, you can also, I mentioned Christmas is coming up. Go to our merch section. There's T-shirts and coffee mugs and all kinds of cool
things with wieners on them.
Exactly. Yeah. Whompers, all beef, footlong hot dogs merchandise. Give that to someone you love this
Check
Christmas.
out our YouTube channel. Our website now is beautiful. I love it because it's almost all of it's automated.
Yeah.
Something that it doesn't do very well is the gallery. So I've been putting our pictures on our Instagram account. So follow us on Instagram and you'll see all these pictures that we talk about.
Yeah.
And then Facebook and Twitter to get the live announcements.
Yep.
So you can come on here and watch things like
the Bug Attack.
Bug Attack live.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Put that one in a box and send it to the Podcast Hall of Fame. It doesn't get much better than that. We'll see you next time.
You got the Dunkin Donuts. Oh, that's that me.
That's your story, Mike. You put it in the rundown.
Okay.
So, Mike, I hear that you went to Dunkin Donuts.
No. Conversations around the show have changed.
Right.
They have gone from, hey, can you listen to us, to, cut all that. Am I now? Oh, dear God. Is this the Mike Odell episode?
That's why I've got this. That's why I make a rundown.
I feel bad for all the people on here seeing how the sausage is made. They're like, this sounds so
It
put
sounds,
together
it
on the.
Sounds like they know what the hell they're doing.
But we get here and Jesus.
Yeah.